foot of cutting ice. Chautauqua Lake is a spring-fed lake, and it's been very popular in the late 1700s, early 1800s for the quality of ice that came out of the lake. Well, because we want to keep the tradition of ice cutting alive. The ice blocks are known to be crystal clear, or were in the day. They were crystal clear, and they would be transported all throughout the northeast and eastern part of the United States. Anywhere from Pittsburgh to New York City, you could probably find Chautauqua ice. In order to get crystal clear ice, we needed to keep the snow off the ice. Snow makes the ice cloudy, so they would take and actually shovel the lake, keeping the snow off of it, and then once the ice thickened up to 18 to 20 inches thick, they'd hand cut it, float it up a channel to the shore, where they're then loaded either on rail cars or wagons to be transported all throughout the United States, the eastern part of the U.S. here. The need for ice dramatically decreased when refrigeration became available, and hence they no longer need it. So now the tradition that we keep alive is that much of the winter income here in the county was cutting ice out of the lake. The big boat in front of us, Chautauqua Belle, was owned by the historic Chautauqua Lake Boat Association. The boat fell into disrepair, and they didn't have the funds to fix it. After numerous fundraisers, they still couldn't raise the sufficient funds, so they ended up selling the vessel. They had two stipulations. They wanted the boat kept on Chautauqua Lake and in public use, and both of which is honored today by the Stage family that owns the boat and operates it and on Chautauqua Lake. Getting back to the Ice Castle, it took a group of 23 guys, 23 volunteers to build the Ice Castle this year. It took 3 weeks to construct it, and each block weighs 450 pounds when floated out of the lake. Like I said, they would cut the blocks of ice out of the lake, float it up a channel. When they got to shore, they pick it up and put them into place. This year, there's 1,200 blocks of ice that originally constructed the castle. It was a bit taller than what it is currently, but due to the warm weather, they did take down a couple of the top portions of it for fear that the blocks of ice would fall. The mortar that holds the blocks of ice together is nothing more than just snow and water. They make a slush, which would then take and they would put together and would tie the blocks together when it flows. Now, since we had that 50-degree day, 2 of those 50-degree weather days, the mortar has since melted out of the blocks of ice. Tomorrow they will be knocking the castle down, and because of the instability of it, and many of the local Amish communities will come in and pick up the blocks of ice and take them back home, where they use them in their ice houses and ice boxes, as we did 100 years ago. You can still see the channel and the area where they cut the ice out of, and there's the wooden trough that brings it up to shore. As you can see, there was 1,200 blocks of ice they cut out of that one spot right there. So if you were to take and even make, just in the bay area right here, how many thousands of blocks of ice you could then take out of the lake to be used for refrigeration all throughout the year, throughout the country. The ice on the lake right now is somewhere between 16 and 18 inches thick, and it's very safe to be out there walking on. Feel free to do that if you would like. It is quite slippery. The ice fishing has not been as great today, as reports we've heard back, is that the catch hasn't been the greatest today. In years past, they would have, I'm talking many years ago, they would have horse races on the ice. Whoa! Later evolved the snowmobile and motorcycle races on the ice. And my father even participated in Volkswagen bug races on the ice back in the 80s when he had, or 70s when he had his VW bug. He would go out there on the ice and they would race him in up and down Celeron. And but now none of that happens anymore. So.
Great.
Cool. Thank you.